Michael Jordan is hands down the best in the game, but that's a topic always up for debate. Whenever you hear a discussion on the NBA's best, three names will come up: Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe Bryant. But Kobe apparently never wants to be part of that discussion. Stay tuned as we discuss why he never said he was better than Michael and why he doesn't really care about it at all. First up, why Kobe shied away from the discussion. Most people would think of the late basketball great Kobe Bryant when asked to name one of the best competitive players in the history of the NBA. Kobe Bryant played in the NBA for a total of 20 years, and he always pushed himself to get better and surpassed pretty much the rest of the players. Many will always remember Kobe Bryant as an all-time legend of the game, but when people talk about the GOAT, Kobe is often left out. Usually Michael Jordan and LeBron James are the ones that people argue about. It works in Kobe's favor as he never wanted to be part of the discussion in the first place. In an old interview, the Mamba explained his thoughts about the debate and why he never wanted to join. Kobe said he would never say he's better than Jordan. According to him, Jordan taught him a lot, both by observing him and by what the two talked about. Kobe also claimed that it's not a fair comparison because when Jordan went to Chicago, he had the freedom to do many things his way that Kobe didn't have when he was with the Lakers. Kobe came in to help Shaq, which was very hard for him to do because of who he is. In Kobe's words, that's like asking Michael to do the same thing. Even though their careers went in different directions, Kobe said he'd never say he's better because he learned so much from Michael Jordan. Moving on, let's compare the two. Jordan and Kobe's friendship was way more than just basketball. In fact, the two players thought of each other as brothers, which is pretty cool considering how competitive they were during their careers. Even though Kobe and Jordan didn't play against each other in a lot of games, the ones they did were always exciting. 8 times the two legends battled each other. The Black Mamba won more games, but Jordan's stats were just a little bit better. Adding to Kobe's point that he was never really better than Jordan, it's easy to see why, by comparing Kobe's MVP season to Michael's rookie season, you can make the case that MJ's rookie season was better than Kobe's MVP season, but it's unclear. To conclude, let's talk about the awards that the legendary Lakers and Chicago Bulls players won during their time in the NBA. Even though Kobe has more NBA All-Star titles and more All-NBA awards, MJ's trophy cabinet is still way bigger than Kobe's. Jordan may have 3 All-Star MVPs compared to Kobe's 4, but he has 5 MVPs and 6 NBA Finals MVP awards, while Kobe has 1 and 2 respectively. That brings the total of MVP awards for Kobe to 7 compared to MJ's 14. It's clear that Michael Jordan's career was better than Kobe Bryant's, but at the end of the day, it's unfair to compare the two players. Instead, let's appreciate the fact that both of them gave us so many great memories. Speaking of great memories, we've compiled a list of his career's best moments. Starting off at number 8, the first and last game against Jordan. Kobe Bryant scored only 5 points in the first 2 games against Michael Jordan during his rookie year. He finally had a breakthrough game against Jordan in his sophomore season where, even though his team lost, Kobe managed to score 33 points. He shot 12 of 20 from the field and 3 of 5 from 3. Jordan still did a better job than his understudy as he scored 36 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and gave out 4 assists. But Kobe didn't go easy on Jordan in his last NBA season, even though they were often compared. Jordan at 40 was still a beast. He still had some good games in his last season, but Kobe made sure Mike had a game he'd always remember. The Black Mamba destroyed the Wizards by scoring 55 points. Jordan still scored the most points for his team with 23, but it wasn't enough to keep up with Kobe. At number 7, Game 4 of the 2000 NBA Finals. In the 2000 NBA Finals, the Lakers won the first 2 games at home against Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers. However, Kobe Bryant missed Game 3 with an ankle injury, and the Pacers won Game 3 to tighten up the series at 2-1. Kobe played through pain in Game 4, which was very important, but his team was behind by 3 points at halftime, and he only had 6 points. The Lakers needed their 21-year-old guard to step up when Shaquille O'Neal got into foul trouble, and that's exactly what he did. Kobe's 14 points in the second half helped force overtime, and when Shaq got a technical foul in overtime, Kobe scored 8 points to help LA win by 2 points on the road. Kobe got his first title after the Lakers won the finals 4-2. Next up at number number 6, Game 1 of the 2001 Western Conference Finals. Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson were all expected to have a tough series, but Bryant set the tone for the Lakers early on. Kobe scored 45 points by shooting 19 for 35 shots from the field in a double-double, not to mention he also grabbed 10 rebounds. Bryant's 45 points in Game 1 against the Spurs are still the most of any opponent has ever scored against them in the playoffs. The Lakers went on to sweep San Antonio 4-0, making it to the 2001 NBA Finals where they won. Moving on to number 5, the 62 points in 3 quarters. Kobe Bryant 62, Dallas Mavericks 61. That could have been the scoreboard at the end of the first 3 quarters of the game. Bryant didn't have to play in the 4th quarter because he was so good in the first 3 that the Lakers had built up a big enough lead for him to sit out. Kobe scored 62 points by shooting 18 for 31 shots from the field and 22 for 25 free throws. Fans were probably upset that head coach Phil Jackson didn't let Kobe try to break a record. However, a few weeks later, the Mamba broke the record for most points scored in a single game. Coming up at number 4, the 81 points frenzy. It's one of those statements that doesn't need much explanation. The number 81 is right there with Kobe, just like the number 8 and the number 24. Kobe holds the record for the second most points ever scored in an NBA game, and the most ever by a guard. He was on another level in the match against the Toronto Raptors in 2006. His performance speaks for itself: 18 for 20 from the free throw line, 28 for 46 from the field, and 7 for 13 from 3. That was one of the best performances ever by a player. Moving on to number 3, 50 points in 4 games straight. In a win over the Trailblazers, Kobe scored 65 points, and in his next game, he beat the Timberwolves with 50 points. In the next game, he scored 60 points again, this time against the Grizzlies. He couldn't score less than 50. Kobe then scored 50 points in a game against the Hornets. This was his 4th 50-point game in a row. The Lakers came out on top in all 4 games. 10 or fewer points decided all 4 games. At the end of that season, Bryant would win his 2nd scoring title in a row. At number 2, the show of toughness. Kobe is known for being competitive, and it's often overlooked how tough and determined he was. On April 12, 2013, during a regular season game against the Golden State Warriors, Kobe's toughness really stood out. Kobe was fouled while driving to the basket, and he fell to the ground with an injury that turned out to be a torn Achilles. Even though it was one of the worst things that could happen to an athlete, Kobe pushed through the pain and made 2 free throws before leaving the game. If we know any better, that was a display of power. Finally, at number 1, his final NBA game. Kobe's final game is one that basketball fans will remember for the rest of their lives. In his last game with the whole basketball world watching, Kobe put on a show by scoring 60 points. He scored 23 of those 60 points in the final quarter to help the Lakers win, which was a fitting way to end the game. His 60 points are the most ever scored by a player in their last NBA game, and his speech after the game, which ended with "Mamba out," will live on in our memories forever. Kobe Bryant was a legend of the game, and his name will remain whenever someone talks about the NBA's greatest. Well, that's a wrap for this video. So, do you think Kobe was the true GOAT? Which moment from his exceptional career do you love the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.